everyone, so glad to have you back here today. So if you're someone who's been with my channel for some time now, you guys know I started a beginner basics series on my channel here, and I've posted a couple of videos. So if you haven't checked those out, I'll link those up on the screen. So before you watch this video, be sure to check those videos out. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the most confusing product when it comes to makeup, and that is foundation. At least for me, like when it comes to choosing a foundation, I know how confusing and overwhelming things can be because there are so many things you need to take into consideration. So if you're someone who's a beginner in makeup, or if you're someone who's just plain right confused about the sheer idea of how to land the perfect foundation for your skin tone, then stick around because I have a lot to share with you. So even before you venture out in the market looking for that perfect foundation for your skin, you need to know what type of skin you have. Is it dry? Is it oily? Is it combination? Is it normal? Whatever it is, because that will help you understand what kind of finish you should be expecting from a foundation. So if your skin is dry or normal, you should be looking for a foundation that gives you a dewy kind of finish. If your skin is oily, you should be looking for a foundation that gives you matte finish. Now if you're someone who's older and has started noticing fine lines and wrinkles on your skin, you want to stay away from either dewy or matte foundations, because what they'll do is they'll settle in your fine lines and wrinkles and in turn intensify that. And that's how you want to stay away from those finishes. So instead, what you want to do is choose a foundation that gives you a satin finish, because that will just smooth out and blur out your fine lines and wrinkles, in turn giving you a smooth and airbrushed kind of finish. The next thing you want to understand is what kind of coverage are you expecting from your foundation. Now when I was a beginner, even a little bit of foundation or any makeup product on my skin, I used to feel really uncomfortable about it. Like I used to feel like there's some kind of product sitting on my skin and it looks artificial and all of that. So if you're a beginner in makeup and you're still not comfortable with wearing anything makeup on your skin, I would suggest going for a medium coverage foundation. But if you're someone who has used foundations and compact powders in the past and are a little bit comfortable, or if you don't like touch-ups, if you have acne scars, if you have discoloration on your skin, I would suggest going for a full coverage foundation instead. So now you're in the market looking at this array of different foundations and you're thinking to yourself, oh my god, there are so many foundations, so many brands, so many types of foundations. How the hell am I supposed to choose the best foundation for my skin? So the answer to that is, remember how I mentioned you have to know what type your skin is? That determines what format of foundation you should go for. Now for example, if you're someone with dry skin like me, you should go towards a liquid foundation, a stick foundation, or a foundation that mentions hydrating in its label. So for a liquid foundation, you might want to go for something like this. This is my Milani Conceal and Perfect. Sometimes liquid foundations come with a pump, sometimes with a doe foot. There are different formats of that as well. For a stick foundation, I have something like Tarte's Amazonian Clay Stick, and this is my stick foundation. Amazing, really good coverage, really good staying power on this as well. So when a person with dry skin uses either a liquid or stick foundation, what these products do is, when your skin itself lacks moisture, these products help add moisture to your skin. The other ways you can add moisture to your skin in terms of makeup is by either using a hyaluronic acid infused moisturizer or by using a hydrating primer right before you add your foundation on your skin. But adding a liquid or stick foundation on top of that moisture or hydration helps to seal in and lock in all that moisture that prevents your foundation from breaking out during the day or looking very cakey. Now for people with oily skin, I would highly suggest going for a powdered foundation. But if you're not a fan of powdered foundation and you want to go for a liquid foundation, try to go for something that has an oil-free formula. Now I have my Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation right here, and on the bottle it clearly mentions that it has an oil-free formula. This means it will not add extra oil to your face, which is already oily, making your makeup slip and slide all over your skin. So you really want to check the description of whatever makeup product you buy. Now when you use a powdered or a oil-free foundation, what it does is it absorbs all the oils that are naturally secreted by your skin, and that prevents your makeup from slipping and sliding all over your face. Now what do people with combination skin do? You guys have oily and dry skin both at the same time, and not one product is going to be perfect for you. So what you want to do is try to use a powdered or oil-free foundation in areas where you tend to get oily, and you want to really strategically apply foundation in those places. So if you tend to get really oily right here in your T-zone or under your chin or wherever, you really want to be precise in where you apply your foundation. Now for people who've never tried makeup before, never tried foundation before, and are slowly dipping your toes in this big pool of makeup, I would suggest going for a compact powder or a pressed foundation. Now I have something from CoverGirl right here, and this is their pressed powder. Now this comes with a mirror and a small puff, which really helps you control where you want to apply the pressed powder on your face. Also, it doesn't give you a lot of coverage, so it doesn't instantly make you like, whoa, what is on my face, you know? And you can slowly build coverage on that, and it slowly helps you get comfortable with makeup on your face. So I'd really suggest going for a pressed powder or a compact powder if you're someone who's never tried makeup before and you're slowly trying to get used to makeup. Alright, now you know what skin type you have, what format of foundation you want to go for, but the next big daunting question is, what shade is perfect for me? I cannot tell you how many times I've been in the store swatching foundation after foundation after foundation, and all of them look right. Like in that moment, all these 5 shades look so similar to me and look perfect for my skin tone. The main differentiating factor for all these shades of makeup is their undertone. Now this is again another like confusing territory, and sometimes even I get this wrong. So I try to use a bunch of websites which help me understand my undertone, and from what they've told me, my undertone is warm, there's neutral, there's cool, and then there's a warm undertone, and also I think pink undertone. So I'll leave links down in the description box because I feel like I can't even start to explain what undertone means, so I feel like I'll leave that to the experts. And let me tell you and burst your bubble, my friends, there is no perfect shade for you, meaning there is no one shade in this world that will be perfect for you, like you select one shade today and you'll be set for life. That doesn't happen, because your skin is going through so many things, so many weather changes. You're out in the sun, you're in the sun, it's summer, it's winter, your skin is going through so many different things that it's not going to look the same throughout the year or throughout your life. So having said that, when you do step into a store looking for that perfect shade of foundation for you today, these are the things that you should be doing. Now raise your hand if you're someone who's tested foundation on the back of your hand. I have never been able to understand this. Lipstick, if you swatch it on your hand, eyeshadows, if you swatch it on your hand, I can understand. But the back of my hand, does it in any way look like it's the same shade? No. So stop doing that. Where are you going to wear your foundation? On your face. So where should you test your foundation? On your face, right? Now I know if you're buying your makeup from a drugstore, they don't really let you test their shades, but that's where you have to really play the guessing game, and sometimes you might hit the jackpot and find that perfect shade. But if you're going to a store like Sephora or Ulta where you can test these shades out, I would highly recommend doing that. So when you walk into the store and go to the foundation section, what you want to do is take the tester bottle that you think might suit your skin the best. Take a swatch of that, not on the back of your hand, but right on your face. And when you swatch foundation on your face, you don't want to swatch it just on the face. You want to go all the way to your neck, because like I've been saying in so many videos, you have to match your foundation on your face with your neck. So you want to apply like a streak of foundation going from your face down to your neck. Once it's there, don't be like, oh, this looks nice, perfect, and buy that foundation and walk out of the door. No. Don't do that. Let the foundation sit on your skin for some time, because foundations oxidize. That means they mix with air and they combine with oxygen and do all their chemically things, and they do change their shade. So you want to give it some time. Just walk around the store, check out like some eyeshadows, some mascaras, and you know what all these they have. Give it like 5 minutes or so. Let that foundation sit on your skin and then see what it looks like. Now, store lights can be tricky. You won't know like the perfect shade when you're in a store. So apply a streak of foundation. I know this might look really weird, but walk out of the store and try to look at that shade in some natural lighting. Lighting matters so much. Do it, because it's for your skin. You're making a hefty purchase. You have to be sure that this is going to work for you, and then see if it looks perfect for your skin. If it does, jackpot. Go to the counter, tell the girl you want to buy that shade, and walk out of the store doing your happy dance. But if it doesn't, check out the next best shade that you think would work for you, and repeat the same steps all over again, and that's how you land on the perfect shade for your skin tone on that day. Alright, so now you've narrowed down on what shade is really perfect for you, but you're not 100% sure on, yes, this is the shade for you, and you do want to go ahead and buy like a full-size bottle of that foundation. What you can do is go to the makeup counter, ask the girl to give you a sample of that foundation, and then try that foundation in different conditions, whether you want to wear it throughout the day and see how it feels, how it sits on your skin, if it wears out on your skin, or if you just don't like it at all. At least you haven't spent a lot of money in a product that you don't like at the end of the day. So always keep in mind, you don't have to commit to any makeup product if you don't want to. You can try samples before you make a decision of, yes, I want to spend my hard-earned money on this particular makeup product, and then go ahead and buy any makeup product. So that's a very important tip that not a lot of people follow, and they fall into this trap of like, if I try a makeup product and if I see something, even if I don't like it, I need to buy it. No. There are samples available for you to try out before you spend money on a makeup product. And even after you buy something, and if you don't like it, and if you haven't like totally used it up, if you've lightly used some makeup product and if you don't like it, it doesn't suit your skin, if the shade is totally wrong for you, you can go back to like a Sephora or an Ulta or something, and you can ask if you can return a certain makeup product. Alright, so now that you've found the perfect shade for your skin type, your skin tone, and you've just found that this absolutely works for your skin, you want to note that shade down. I keep a note of whatever foundation has worked for me, so like the brand, the name of the foundation or whatever, and especially the shade, so that you can use it for future references. If you really love the foundation and you want to repurchase it, you can just go back to your notes and repurchase that foundation. But keep in mind, like I said earlier, that shade might not work as well for you today as it did like a year ago, so there might be some subtle differences. You might have to go back and check for that, but you can use that as a reference. And not just that, if you want to buy a foundation from a different brand but you're not sure what shade you want to buy, because brands like Fenty Beauty, they have like 50 different shades. So what you can do is you can find these websites online that kind of cross-reference shades. And what I mean by that is, say I know that Milani Conceal and Perfect works best for me in the shade 07 Sand. I can go to this website, put all these details, and then they have like a database or something of references, and say I want to buy a foundation from maybe Tarte, and I choose what brand I want, and they somehow cross-reference and cross-link things, and they suggest that, okay, if 07 Sand works for you in Milani Conceal and Perfect, maybe this XYZ shade would work for you for Tarte. So you can use that as a guideline and begin your search from there. That shade may or may not be perfect for you, but at least it's a starting point. So these were all my tips and suggestions on how to choose a foundation. If you have any tips and suggestions of your own, please feel free to share them down in the comment section below. I feel like foundation is such a tricky makeup product that nobody can be spot on and 100% perfect every single time. If you have any suggestions for future beginner basic videos, please leave them down in the comment section below. So I hope this video was helpful to you and you enjoyed spending your time with me. If you did, please leave a nice big thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and while you're there, hit the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. And on that note, take good care of yourselves, and I shall see you in my next one. Bye!